Hello everybody, welcome on back to Random Rosters here inside NBA 2K24. My name is Sean, and every Monday and Wednesday you can catch a doubleheader of NBA action where the rosters have been fantasy drafted, and 5-minute quarters, hardest difficulty, well, difficulty for them, not us. We have two games for you, two fine matchups for you this afternoon or evening. We are going to first, actually we're going to watch the user-controlled Pacers play the Detroit Pistons, and then we are going to check out the nope, I'm sorry, that's a future note. We're going to check out the Brooklyn Nets taking on the Sacramento Kings, a couple of teams that I don't think we've seen for a while. I really strongly wanted to go with, well, not even strongly. I thought about going with this Knicks Raptors game, but we've had the Raptors on for that would have made 3 straight episodes. So I thought, you know what, we'll just bounce around the league a little bit and check on some teams that we haven't seen in a while. So let's jump into that. Pacers, Pistons, let's go. You know what, we'll go with those uniforms that are in the little shot there. I do like those, but we'll go, there we go, classic away. And we'll go edit. Oh, we can go. I don't know that we've had the Pistons on that much, but we can go with what they have. Oh, did we go green? No. 97 away? What is it? 01 to 15. Do they not have the blue that's in the thing? Hello? Like every time you change the thing, it's like they really don't. That's wild. They don't have what is that Grant Hill is wearing. So they have just like a, there we go. All right, we'll go with that one. All right, CPU versus CPU. You know how we do it here in Random Roster, 6 p.m. Pacific time, Mondays and Wednesdays, just as a reminder. So be sure to subscribe, ring the bell, and you'll be notified when I post new videos. Hey, thank you so much. 2,000 subscribers when I woke up this morning. Incredible. Unbelievable. Technically 2001 when I looked. I knew it was going to be like that. I knew it. It was sitting at $19.99 all day yesterday. I was checking throughout the day. Excuse me, obviously. But, yeah, it hit 2001. I was hoping to catch it right at 2000, but that's all right. It happens. With Hall of Famer Grant Hill and Brent Barry, this is Brian Anderson. Yeah, we'll be hearing from Ali LaForce so much. Hopefully you're enjoying the content. Here's a look at what's rolling into 2024. Year number on Wednesday, they'll take on Kyrie Irving 6? And the Milwaukee Bucks. 7? On Friday, what would it be? They'll be playing against Russell I think I hit Westbrook 5, 2018 to 2023. Wizards. And looking at the Timberwolves matchup, year number 7, I guess, of content. So you know, but year number 6 of doing kind of like the daily stuff. So I used to just do one show a week, and then expanded fairly quickly. And now Indiana's starting group. We've got Al Horford. Gary Trent is out there with Cole Anthony. Then there's Rudy Gobert, and it's Tatum in at the small forward position. And for Detroit, Jared Allen out there with Kevin Durant. Then it's Cam Thomas, then it's Franz Wagner, and it's Dinwiddie in at the point. Well, we're early in the season, but some teams are really struggling. Brent, is it too early to hit the panic button?
Well, for most teams, absolutely. You got to let your guys gel and figure out their role. Building teams takes time. But, BA, there are a few teams that might want to hammer that panic button.
On the wing, Tatum. Defended by Wagner. Tatum on the outside. He is the focal point here for the Indiana Pacers. This is the one team that I actually like control in air quotes. That's, you know, not how. Obviously, like I don't do anything. I've been accepting just like all the trades because obviously, like it doesn't matter. Future picks and cap space and stuff just doesn't really matter. So, yeah. Let's see. It is 12. Horford against Durant. 12, 11. Okay, sorry. Trying to get that. Pass to Dinwiddie. When I incorrectly put the things in it, it throws it. Wagner outside. Dinwiddie to Wagner. Wagner? Is it Wagner? He'll knock it down and tie us at. This color scheme is so weird to me. Because when I think of the Pistons, I think of blue. Is it like a Mandela effect sort of thing, where everyone thinks that Shaq was in a movie called Kazam, or Sinbad was in a movie called Shazam or something like that?
Far in the first.
And it's like, yeah, that just never happened. And did the double team actually get to turn into a triple team? But Tatum bails them out. And Horford coming around for an open look at a three. A little too strong. Thomas comes away with the rebound.
Kind of look very often.
And Kevin Durant. So Kevin Durant and LeBron James are on teams that I am surprised aren't doing better. They're going to call a blocking foul on Trent Green, or Gary Trent Jr. I think it's Gary Trent. I said Trent Green. I was like, the quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs. That's who I wanted to talk about. Trent Green.
Dinwiddie finds Allen. Wagner outside.
They're on the outside. So Allen's going to come up and set the screen. Falls for the ball, but Wagner takes the three. Probably pretty smartly. They rotated nicely on that defensive possession. And force the one and done. Anthony at the top of the key here. Tatum kind of working through some stuff. They're looking for some off-ball screens to free him up for a three. Pass is maybe a little wide, but it's a good adjustment by Jason Tatum to knock the shot down. You can see him all the way out at the boundary. Takes a step, pulls, stops, and pops. And that will give it, give the Pacers a 5-2 lead. LeBron James is playing for the Atlanta Hawks, who are like 7-14 this season, which is kind of wild. I would have anticipated that a team that Kevin Durant was on, especially with Allen, Jarrett Allen. I believe I had his name wrong for a while, but Jarrett, I believe, double T at the end.
About the Detroit Pistons.
I would have anticipated these teams doing a little bit better. Not, blowing the doors off anything. Tatum steps out of bounds, Pistons ball. Whatever Indiana is doing, Detroit is matching, which is kind of wild. Indiana gets an opening two, they respond with a two. Misses, up and down a couple times. Indiana makes a three, they make a three as well. Halfway through quarter number one, Thomas around the outside.
2.5 minutes played so far.
We'll see if either of those teams that Dinwiddie
rolls around and rims out.
That one
I
can't
saw a
go.
green light there. The D's not going to get away with that kind of lapse all that often here tonight.
Back to Trent.
It is wild. I mean, the Pistons are doing a little bit better. They're 10-12.
14 feet away.
I like that shot right there. That's one of the times where I complained a lot about it, especially early in the season, where it's like, oh man, I should drive to the basket. But it was a good rotation by the defense. It's going to be contact at the basket. Take a mid-range jumper. That felt like a smart pull and pop rather than where they probably should have gone for it. Oh, Anthony coming away on the fast break. There he slams it home and gives the Indiana Pacers a 4-point lead.
Getting all the way to the cup.
Is that Gobert?
Finishes like that,
Rudy Gobert?
everybody
I think Rudy Gobert, if he's on this team, I think was a trade. They never show up at convenient times. I guess I could just leave it up. Well, because then I want to set the notes and stuff like that.
Minutes elapsed here in the first quarter.
That's a tough
There's
rebound
Gobert.
if you don't
Durant on the inside
length
couldn't
that
get
he
it to
does, so
fall, and the
size
Pacers
paying
bring the
off.
ball back up the floor. Minute and a half to go here in this first quarter. 9-5 our score. Trent Jr. back to Anthony. Trying to work inside, but well defended. Gets a little bit of room and is able to finish it with that left hand there.
They've settled in quickly today.
Off the glass.
Nice flow and rhythm to their offense.
Set up the games for today and set up the games for Wednesday. Wednesday we'll be checking out the Grizzlies and Rockets. We'll also be taking a look at the Pelicans and Wizards.
Big loss
So
in
tune
their
in
last
Wednesday,
meeting
6
with
p.m.
this
Pacific
team.
time if you'd like to see
Anything
that.
to
Perfect
fall in
timing
that
for a
one.
timeout right there.
For the
For me to be able to
Baisley, he's checked in for Durant.
inform you of the
Hayward
games
comes
that
in
are
for
happening.
Thomas. And it's
I got to
Scoot
play them out a
Henderson
week at a
in for
time so that
Dinwiddie.
I'm not
And
using
the
teams
Pacers
multiple
making a
times.
change
I did
here.
use the Raptors twice, which I probably should have looked ahead a little bit.
107 left to play in the first quarter.
But that was that weird day where there wasn't a game.
Allen a
That's
screen.
right. Last week was weird. Never mind. Because technically it was December 7th.
Henderson
in the
scanning
NBA.
the floor.
All the
on the
scheduling
clock.
was all weird. Congratulations, by the way,
Here's
to
the
the
three.
Los Angeles Lakers, who
It's
defeated the
rebounded by
Indiana
Indiana.
Pacers in
They're
the
coming off
finals
that
of the
loss against
in-season
Philadelphia.
tournament.
They failed to create enough good looks.
Kind of
The
wild
ball movement
because
just wasn't quite where it needed
Indiana
to be.
beat Boston
Lots
to
of ups
get
and
there.
downs. One good possession,
Caldwell
two bad
Pope over to
ones, one good
McDaniels.
one.
A
Can
couple
never
of
get on a
three-point
steady run
specialists.
and play some solid offense.
McDaniels
Pacers had to
can't
beat
hit.
the Celtics
And
to make it
Hayward's
to the
got the ball
finals.
here for Detroit.
The in-season
They trail
tournament
by
finals.
6.
And they had previously gotten just destroyed by the Celtics earlier in the season by like 50 points or some ridiculous number. And they were able to come back and pick up a victory. That's good stuff.
Back to Wagner.
So go Pacers.
To stop the drought. And again, the Pistons missing.
It was a
Maybe not
brotherly
the best
in-season
shot against
tournament
that kind
final.
of defense, but
My brother's
he
a big
still
Lakers
has the
guy.
ability to knock that kind of shot down.
If I had to pick a
it's
team in the NBA,
Pacers,
I'd pick the Pacers.
leading by 6 as we wrap up the quarter.
They were the closest
And
I could
they've
get
done
to the
well in
Packers.
limiting Durant's production, making
You just
him
take that
uncomfortable
K,
and getting him
you
out of
throw
rhythm.
it out of
We're
there,
coming right back. Don't
and
go
then
anywhere.
you're a kid and you kind of just make up the narrative. So that's, if you're curious, if you're like, wow, why Sean like Reggie Miller? It's because I used the Pacers when we played NBA courtside. Probably told that story before. Boop, off the glass. Only 2 weeks to Christmas. Have you done your shopping? Because I know I haven't. NBA has 5 games on Christmas Day.
If you're just joining us, we played through one quarter. of this one.
11-5, Indiana
All right, let's
scoring
quickly
about the
break down
average of what
game
we
we've
see.
seen from the Pacers so far, guys.
We usually between
They're
like 9 and
looking
13
engaged so
points.
far,
So they're
especially
right
on
in the middle of that.
Well, if
Is
they
what we
wanted
typically see. A
to
low scoring
start well,
quarter
this
would be on the
it. They seized
Pistons
momentum
side,
right
which would
away,
be
and they just didn't
5.
let
And
it
they got
go
that within the
in
first
that
couple
quarter.
of minutes and just haven't been able to find much of a flow. But they do get the ball to start the second quarter, and hopefully that can help them get into a little bit
The
of a
Pistons
rhythm.
trailing.
Cut into this
We've
lead.
got Omer, you're 7.
Have a good
Kevin Durant
couple
is out there with
offensive,
Gordon
a
Hayward.
couple good
Then it's
offensive
Henderson,
possessions, a
and
good
it's
defensive
Ntilikina in at
possession.
the 1 spot.
Try and
That's the
cut
group
that
for
down to
Detroit
2.
Starting the second. Henderson finds Durant.
Around to
pulls
Durant,
it,
long range
and
2
he's in
and
the
gets it to
books.
go.
Now 1 for 2.
That's what you're looking at
You
coming
see
out of a
the
break.
vision from Henderson.
An
Just a
effectively run
terrific
play, a nice
facilitator.
shot, and a make.
Outside, Caldwell Pope.
Caldwell
To the middle.
Pope, he's going to
Here's
throw
Boucher.
into the middle.
Uses
Boucher
the glass
with
to
a
finish the layup.
beautiful finish there.
Guys, the way
Really
this
nice
defense is
pass
getting
inside
manhandled
by
down low,
Caldwell
you
Pope.
have to wonder if they're at 100%.
Good job by
right now.
Boucher to beat Kevin Durant.
Well, Brent, everyone has a
interior.
3-point shot now, but Caldwell Pope is a true sharpshooter.
This guy can really get the job done from the three-point line, and coaches appreciate the stability.
Another little
that he
handoff to
brings them
Durant. He
on the
takes another
defensive end.
open long
What a great
2.
plug-and-play
That one
two-guard
just
in
can't,
the NBA.
just doesn't fall for him. I like the play, like the shot.
Tatum against your
Just
7.
unfortunate he couldn't get it to go. They're working with that handoff
Left
on the
side,
other end, Tatum.
And out of bounds.
And he stepped out of bounds. His second turnover that he has had, just stepping on the baseline. Desmond Bain
Some of the
of the
players who have a
Lakers.
shot to make the final cut.
Hey, not a bad defense
Can we-
at
can you
all.
watch
and
that?
Really, with how many threes we see in NBA
Oh,
games
that'd be
these days,
awesome.
some of these games have become
Like a cool, like just an all-star
Well, you
break
look at
video.
Tatum. A few players ahead of him in
Can you
voting.
watch the three-point
but if he
contest?
can hold on
That'd
to
be
his
awesome.
number 5 spot, he'll
We'll find
be in
out.
the 3-point contest.
Whenever that is, I think February.
I'm pretty sure he'll be
I wanna
competing
say.
All-Star Weekend, and he's got a shot to win it all.
And we'll keep you posted as we get closer to All-Star Weekend.
That's pretty cool that
But
they have
that's our
that
current
sort of
list for
like
the 3-point contest.
tracking thing.
It's going to be
Oh,
a
Hayward,
fantastic
open for
competition.
3.
We've got an endless supply of
Has he always
shooters in
played
this
for the
league,
Pistons? I
and
thought we
that
saw him on a
contest
different
will be
team.
heated.
Pass to Anthony.
Huh. I think the trades are probably more active
And
here
here
in
in
the
the second
NBA.
with about a minute
The
and a half
CPU
gone by.
trading is always on when I
Fires the
do
3.
any of these
Sure,
random
from
roster stuff, but
3-point
I don't think we ever
range.
see like big pieces
Anthony's
move.
got 7.
And that's on
Maybe
the
we
defense,
do, and I just
giving
don't
him a
realize it.
decent
The NFL
look.
stuff can be a
That's
little
his
bit
shot.
tricky because of the
For Detroit, they've gone just 1 of 3 to begin the second quarter.
lack of
Anthony
like we
against
see the
Dinwiddie.
starting lineup here in this. We don't always see that in the NFL games.
Here's
There's a
Thomas.
good one going on right now
7, a screen on Trent.
with NFL 2K3, which is airing on Tuesdays
Just 5 to shoot.
here on youtube.com/ThomasRoseRex.
Over Anthony.
It's a long 2 over
Dinwiddie
Anthony. Gets
gets
that
the
one to
bucket.
go.
Dinwiddie's got his first 2 points of the night.
And the
Indiana
lead up to
leading.
9, but it's cut down to 7.
Anthony with it. He has 7.
Somehow
Here's
Tatum got Durant off his feet and then got him off balance. Just bullied that man to the basket. And they are doubled up 18-9 here. This Pistons team
Well, on defense,
not
BA, it's pretty
looking
much
good.
everything. You're trying
Surprisingly
to
not
read the
looking good.
opposing team's
This is the
coach,
weird thing
try
that
to
I've
hear the
noticed.
call of the play
And it
coming,
goes specifically
try to yell out to your
to...
teammates so predictably they know what movements
So we had him on the other day.
within
Who is it?
engagement of that play.
It is...
Calling your switches, you're calling where your help is, and that should happen.
Oh, did we see Detroit
75
last week?
times
And I
a
just
night.
like totally
By the
forgot.
end of the night, the team that communicates the most.
Oh shoot! I
usually
didn't even
ends up
see.
winning
We
the
had
game.
Detroit a week
Allen,
ago.
he's
My
checked in
bad.
for the Pistons.
My bad.
The Pacers also with a sub.
If I had
Gobert
realized that, I
checked in.
probably would have
Let's swing
actually
it over to the
switched.
sideline
Well,
and hear from
nah,
Allie.
it's fine.
Well, the
We haven't seen the
incredible
Pacers in a while.
athleticism
We
of
haven't
Scoot
seen the
Henderson
Pistons
is drawn
very often,
comparison
so
to players like
fine.
Westbrook,
There's a
Wall,
team.
and Rose. Scoot said, quote, "No, I don't want
it
to try to
the-
follow up anybody.
I think it's the
I want to have my own
Spurs.
career where
The
people
Spurs, I think,
compare
is the team I'm
to
thinking
me.
of that
But
runs
those
their
are some great
offense through a
players,
very
some great
weird,
guards and leaders, but I just want to make my own.
not the player you would
Yeah, but that's where you
anticipate.
have to be mentally.
And
Thanks,
we're seeing,
Allie.
I think we're seeing that with the Pistons
Down
here.
low. Trent
Into the
outside.
double team,
This one
kicks
for
out to
three.
Trent Jr. Allen
Thomas
nowhere
with the
near,
rebound.
but just can't get it
Not sure how
to
he
fall
finds
as
himself.
rattles
It's
out.
So much space there.
It
He's kicking
remains an
himself
18-9
for whiffing a
game.
bit on that one.
Like you would anticipate, not that Dinwiddie's like a bad player or anything,
Dinwiddie
but get the
passes
ball
to
into
Durant.
Durant's hands. Let him create. Do a little pick
Puts
and
up a
roll.
deep
That's a
three.
long three. He's also
From
shooting a
deep.
ton of off-balance shots. I don't know if that's just Kevin Durant's
Instincts of
style,
Durant, a good
but it seems like
decision-maker
we've
now
seen
on
him
the
take
pick
3 or
and
4
roll.
shots in this quarter alone, and every one of them looks like he's been
Anthony
shoved
feeling
in
it
the
out a bit.
chest.
Pass to Trent. Puts
Trent
up a three.
to respond. Can't get it. Allen comes up with a big rebound. It's a good opportunity. He almost stepped out of
3 of
bounds.
6 shots to go here in the second quarter.
He almost stepped out of bounds. Weird.
Right side Durant.
Durant with Tatum on him. That's a good matchup throughout the game to watch. Allen's going to come up, set a
Allen with a
screen.
screen on Tatum.
On 2.
And
That
Detroit
one
again with
goes,
the
and
bucket.
just like that, a
Hard to argue with
4-point
that
game.
plan. Give Durant the ball.
So
Let
a
him show why he's one of
tremendous
the league's
timeout
best.
taken by the Detroit Pistons. Kevin Durant, 7
And the
points on
Pacers
3
call
of
time
5.
here. Well, Brent
The rest of
Durant
the
is
team
at the
has
point of
7
his career
points
where we can
combined.
discuss if
Pacers
he's
will
one of the
quickly
best
take a
ever.
timeout here, under a
Don't
minute to
think that
go.
you could argue that. He certainly has all of the accolades, BA. All-Stars, titles, MVPs, Finals MVPs. On that 75th anniversary team, just stack them all up. He's right there.
Franz Wagner checked in for the Pistons. The Pacers also with a sub.
So
Al Horford checked in
57.3
for
to go
McDaniels.
here. We'll see if
Horford finds Trent.
the Pacers can come out of a timeout with a good play.
Pass to Anthony. To the paint.
Anthony to Tatum inside to Horford. He's going to draw the double team.
outside.
Fires outside.
Pocket
Trent
six.
Jr. wide open for
Indiana
3, but he
again
can't get it to
missing.
fall
The Pistons have gone
Pulled
4 for
from
7
beyond
in
the
second
arc.
quarter.
for Indiana.
Wagner, the pass to Durant.
Durant in the corner.
And he lobs
Durant
it up.
lobs it to
Fantastic look from
Wagner,
Durant. Such
and
an
he
underrated playmaker.
slams it home, and it is a 7-zip run for the Detroit Pistons. And this is kind of why it's surprising to see them be
And the Pacers with
10
possession
and 12.
here.
They're having an
Following this
excellent
game,
quarter.
hit
They've
the
made
road
some good
to challenge
adjustments.
the Bucks
They're
in
doing a better
5-0
job getting the ball in
Milwaukee.
Kevin Durant's
That'll be the
hands.
second of
Tatum
4
with
games
just a
total on the road
disgusting
for
3. That is
Detroit has gone
awful.
1 for 3 from downtown
That's a
here in
one-
the second.
What do they call it? It's a one and done. The shot is terrible, and it didn't take that much time off the clock. So Pacers led 12-5 or 11-5 coming into this, and they get absolutely housed in this quarter. Durant beats.
Can't
Oh, I
tie it
thought he
up
was
as
going to
that
beat
one's no
Horford,
good.
but
For him, it's harder to
Can't
miss
get the
that
ball
shot
to
than
fall.
it is to make that shot. I think
man
he was
ran right into Kevin
anticipating
Durant's
a bit
chest.
of a bump there.
and it is
And we're
18
through
to
the first
16
half of play here in what's been a good one. It's the Pacers. They lead by
plus
2.
4
Well, now we
quarter
have
for the
some time
Detroit
to check in
Pistons.
with
They
Allie
outscored them.
LaForce. Allie.
Was it
Well,
11
Jason,
to
you hold the
7?
lead going into halftime. What's been your advantage so far?
For most of the half, we were really good defensively. We let our foot off the gas a little bit, so we got to do a better job.
Keep the pedal to the metal, guys.
How'd they find that?
Thank
clip?
you, Allie. Good stuff. We will be right back after this break for the beginning of the third quarter.
Weird that that clip was so accurate to what was actually happening in the game.
We know how hard it could be for rookies, but so far this group has done an awesome job for adjusting to the speed of the game.
You could make a strong.
You could make a strong argument for the Pistons. They have the talent, the talent, the talent.
You could make a strong And now, let's get into the Indiana Pacers game. It's
Come
been
on.
a close one so far.
Who are the key
offensive
players
end,
to point
they
out?
were
Durant and
playing
Tatum,
it
I'm going to
smart.
guess.
And
Oh,
that'll
it's
do
actually
it for
Cole
us.
Anthony
Thanks
for the
stopping
Pacers.
by.
7 points, no
We'll head
rebounds,
back
2
down to
assists.
Brian Anderson and crew
Kevin
for the
Durant,
start of the
7,
third
1,
quarter.
and 1. As you get a look at score by quarter. Pacers had the weaker, obviously they had the weaker quarter, but one of the lower scoring quarters that we see.
And if you're
7
just joining us,
points,
we've
just
played
not
through
going to
the
do
first
it.
half in a game that's been fairly even so far.
Oh,
One of the
Hooper?
stories
That's a pretty good
here,
name for a
Cole
mascot.
Anthony. Man, is he getting it done today?
Yeah, he played such a smart first half.
Durant checks the ball
Maximizing
into
his
Dinwiddie, and they
opportunities
can tie this game
Yeah, I'm thinking
coming
back to
out
the
of
first half.
out of
and wondering,
halftime.
Did he take a low percentage shot? Everything efficient.
Second half underway. Here's who Rick Carlisle's got on the
Well,
floor.
there you go
They've
for
got Gary
Pistons.
Trent,
The Pistons
Jason Tatum
looking
out
for the
there with Al
lead, which I
Horford.
don't
Then there's Anthony,
believe they've
and
had
it's
today.
Gobert in at the 5.
They've
Roman
tied
McCain.
it 2-2. I think they responded to a 3 from
Horford,
Tatum, so
screen
it's
on
been
Wagner.
tied
Tatum
twice.
passes to Horford.
Tatum to
Inside.
Horford with Durant all
No
over
good
him.
off the
Durant with a
glass.
good job defensively there to force
So
the
Durant will bring
errant
it up for
shot.
Detroit.
Come
2-point
back
game.
up the floor.
Allen against Tatum for 3.
Dinwiddie for 3 in the
Hits a
lead, and they
three-pointer.
have it.
Dinwiddie's
19 to
got 5
18.
now.
Always wonder
Pretty
about
sure
those
that's the
bigger
first lead for the
guys,
Detroit
how much
Pistons as
easier
we have
a read
4:12
is like that, and Allen
going
finds
here
the
in the
open
quarter.
guy
Weird
set
that the
up to
clock
shoot.
ran while it cut to those. That
Horford
shot, but
outside.
whatever. Feels like a weird video game thing where you would pause the clock, even if it
Anthony up top. He's covered
like
by
doesn't
Dinwiddie.
make actual sense.
Anthony, the pass
Oh,
to
that's a
Tatum.
nice little pass
Shot
there
clock
by
at 5
Anthony.
from the
Oh,
strike.
yeah, okay.
It's
So
Tatum working inside.
Tatum gets a shot. You can
And
see
sometimes you
Allen
forget
kind
how
of there
long
in
Tatum
the
is, and he's terrific at using
getting
this
ready
to
to
his
come
advantage
into the lane,
inside.
but I still think he's going to get there before. From the free throw line, he knocks it
Here's
down, and the
Thomas.
lead shifts in favor of the Pacers, 20-19.
Detroit calls timeout.
Detroit gonna
You
call
know,
a
when it
quick
comes to Cole
timeout.
Anthony, Grant, we
Maybe a
knew
little
he'd
too
be a
quick on
good
that
NBA
timeout. Not
player.
sure why you would need to
Let's
call
face
that
it,
there.
we've heard about it from his dad for
Indiana,
years as he's joined
they
us
made
on the
one
media
basket.
side.
BA, that's the truth. But who knows? Maybe one day he'll end up in our industry as well. Maybe he's got the bloodlines to be pretty good on the mic like his old man.
On the wing, Durant to the inside.
Durant inside to Allen. Allen jams it home. A beautiful feed from Kevin
that size
Durant.
and versatility makes
Easy
Jared
basket
Allen so hard to
for the
defend.
Detroit Pistons. Just breezing through the lane. And Detroit retakes the lead 21-20.
90 seconds into the second half now.
Good play coming out of the timeout. I think it's a weird timeout, but it also doesn't really
against
matter
Anthony.
in these length
Trent with
of
a screen
games
on
where
Dinwiddie.
everything's 5-minute quarters
Outside
because
Tatum.
they
Fires
typically
from deep.
don't use all the timeouts
Jason
anyway.
Tatum. He's
Jason
a
Tatum with a
sharpshooter.
really nice three. That's what the
Adds to their
Pacers
lead.
need. They need to
They've
get
been
a
able
little
to
bit
rely
better
on
from
him all
three.
night.
Pass
They've
to
been
Wagner.
cold. See if they can warm up back there. Tatum all over
2 minutes
Wagner.
gone in this third quarter now.
Horford on Durant. Durant drives
pass to
into the
Dinwiddie.
paint, kicks out
Back
to Dinwiddie,
Durant.
who goes back to Durant inside.
Just
5
5
seconds
on
on
the
the shot clock. Kevin Durant takes a
The
step
Pistons
back,
need to get
passes
one
to
up quick.
Dinwiddie. Dinwiddie's
Holds
going to
it
have to
from
just
the top
put
of the key.
something up
That
over
one rolls
Anthony,
around
but
and rims out.
that one
That's
rattles
just
out.
enough
Trent
defensive
Jr.
pressure on him to
comes
throw
up the
off
floor
that
after
shot.
the
I bet he
rebound.
gets a good
He'll
look
get the
at it
ball
next
to
time he
Tatum,
gets
who
it.
throws to Anthony. Anthony
Three-pointer, Anthony.
turns and
That
fires
falls.
and knocks
Nice
down the
feed that
three.
time from
26-21 now.
And it's a
6-0 run
5-point Pacer lead.
for the
Yeah,
Detroit,
the way
Detroit
Tatum
Pacers.
shares the
The
ball really completes his package.
Indiana Pacers, as we are at the site of the Malice in the Palace,
from the perimeter since
which is
halftime.
wild.
Durant against Horford.
Oh, Horford with a terrific block right there. I loved the move by Kevin Durant. Tried to
here's
get him
Trent.
and successfully
Pass to
got him
Tatum.
off his feet, but
Horford outside.
just a terrific job to adjust and kind of just
Here's Tatum.
have his arms in the way. As Tatum tries
rebound
another
by Allen.
three, and they're going to call a timeout.
Allen
Oh,
got his
no.
fourth rebound in this one.
Oh,
And
Kevin
we may have an
Durant.
injury here. That does not
I
look
did not
good.
realize he did not get
And
back down the
hopefully it's not
floor.
as bad as it looks.
Ooh.
That would be a big blow for them.
Well, looking at his face right there, you can tell he's in a lot of pain, and there's a lot of
Super-
trepidation right now on that team's
Super
sideline.
helpful camera angle there where it's just the back of Jason Tatum. Oh, this could be huge.
The Pistons making a switch here. Hayward's checked in.
I thought that was a weird
And let's
timeout.
have a look at the teams who have collected the most blocks
Most
this
teams
season. The
don't use all
Pacers,
7 of their
second.
allotted
They're quick to
timeouts.
help
They
each
usually
other, and
use,
they have
like,
some
in a
tremendous
close game, they'll
athletes
use
with a
probably
nose
5
for the
or
ball.
6, maybe. Well, there's usually one that gets missed. I think the Pistons might actually use all 7.
The Pistons have gone 2 of 5 in this third quarter. Pass to Thomas.
So this is a big change here for the Detroit Pistons, who were already struggling on a
McDaniels covered.
6-0 run. Somehow Anthony did not get that loose ball. It's an excellent effort by, I believe that's Dinwiddie right there.
Man, good
Terrific
whistle.
effort to not only get the loose ball, but fly through the lane, draw the contact, go to the line to shoot 2, and try and stop the bleeding here defensively, or
Free
offensively.
throw good. Dinwiddie.
Sorry. Dinwiddie up and good with the second free throw. And it is 26 to
There's a minute
23,
54
under
left to
2
play in the
minutes to
third.
go here in quarter number 3. Oh, we just blew right by Wagner.
McDaniels
Into the
inside,
lane,
defended
gets
by
the
Wagner.
contact and the make.
The foul.
That's a
That's
pretty,
on Franz Wagner.
let's be honest, that's a weak ass foul, you know? That is, if you're gonna hit him while you're in the air, you better make sure he doesn't make the basket. Instead, it's the opportunity for a 3-point play. Right after Detroit had done such a good job offensively to get some points.
The Pistons trailing.
The
Pass to Allen.
Pacers. Oh my goodness. Pacers bringing up the floor and get the 3-point play. Nice hand to Thomas.
It's
Blocked
blocked by
again
Gobert.
by Indiana.
Rudy
Nice defense
loves
there.
erasing
Caldwell
shots.
Pope
Every
driving,
chance he gets,
challenging.
he'll take a swipe
Can't
at you.
get past the
That's not
defender.
gonna make you a
Wagner
favorite
very
target of
good
your
that time
teammates.
down the
Don't
floor.
think twice about feeding you if you're going to
Thought
keep missing
maybe the
layups.
Pacers would slow things down because it looked like
There's a screen.
the lanes got filled pretty well by the Pacers
Dinwiddie.
defenders. Goes
Oh,
up. That's
rejected
another
by
block.
McDaniels.
They just showed the graphic about how many
Wagner
blocks are
against
averaged
Trent.
in the game, and we saw that the Pacers were near the top of the league,
Pass to Horford.
helping that average today. Horford spins, it's off the
Gets it
glass
down inside.
and
I
in.
just
So what an
love the
injury,
bubble.
as we see a 13-4 run over the last 2 minutes and 48 seconds.
59 seconds left.
Does
in
an
the third.
injury, like,
Boy, they need
in this
something to
game
go to regain some confidence.
affect, like,
No question. Way too
morale?
many empty possessions for them.
Hayward finds Wagner.
perhaps this is, just a team without Kevin Durant that's
Dinwiddie.
not very good. They're already a little
Shot clock at
shaky at 10 and 12 with Kevin
Again, the
Durant.
miss by the Pistons.
But if he's going to be injured for a significant amount of time,
Pass to Trent.
could prove to be disastrous for this Detroit
Here's
Pacers
Anthony.
season.
He's covered by Dinwiddie.
Freaking Detroit Pistons. Oh
Anthony,
boy.
the pass
Okay,
to Gobert.
Pistons Pacers, a real big
so he
mistake.
draws the foul.
Another
Headed to the
really
line
weird
to shoot
foul.
a
That
pair.
time it's on Allen.
For his career,
Gobert didn't
field
make
goal
the
percentage
free
is
throw,
in the same
or didn't
ballpark
make the
as
shot.
his
Oh my
free
God.
throw percentage.
Oh my
And
God.
knocks down the first one. For the Pistons, Yurt Sevens checked in for Jared Allen. Paisley comes in for Thomas. And it's Scoot Henderson in for Dinwiddie.
I wonder if we can look at the injuries and see how long.
So after making the
This is that
first, he goes
second
1 for
free
2.
throw.
And
So
now
the lead
Pistons in
remains
transition.
a single-digit deficit, 9 points, 32-23,
Wagner on the
15
wing.
seconds with Wagner. Setting the screen,
Takes
getting him
the
a clean
three.
look at a three, and he
Knocks down the
gets it.
ball.
That's a nice
Jay.
shot by Wagner.
Wagner's
Love how
got
much
7
time
points.
he took. Good screen. Tatum hurls it. That would have been an
Blocks 3
absolute
so far in
insult
this
to
one.
injury.
The Pacers out in front,
That's going to be the big
up 6.
story coming out
And
of
we're
this
coming right
third
back.
quarter.
Be sure to
Kevin
stay with
Durant
us as we
injured.
get set for
Didn't
quarter
even
number
realize
4.
he didn't come back up the floor. Usually, I kind of see that a little bit better, but it's, another block and steal and things quickly moving on the other side. I think there was a weird sequence too where it looked like things should have been slowed down on the Pacers side, on the offensive side there, because the Pistons did a good job to get in position to negate the fast break. So because of the hurried nature, you don't realize that it's the Pistons are down a man because the Pacers are going so quickly.
Rick Carlisle had some advice
kind of all
for his team.
balanced
Let's
out.
hear what he had to say.
Keep working the game. Possession by possession. Keep doing everything hard. Down there, let's get some stops.
Coach Carlisle imploring his guys to lock in defensively.
Defensive intensity is important. The offense will come, but you need the defense to bring effort.
32-26 as we enter quarter
And
number
with 3 quarters
4.
behind us, we'll start the fourth
6-point
in what is
game.
still anybody's ball game. Darius Baisley is out there with Omer Yurtseven.
The score would indicate that it's anybody's game, but I do think that this feels like
the point guard
the
position.
Pacers should
That's
really
the 5 on the floor
pounce
for the Pistons.
pounce on this opportunity.
Just 3 to shoot.
Oh boy,
McDaniels from
McDaniels
long
is kind of
range.
just a
Sinks it from
prayer
distance.
3, and he gets it
Such
to
a
go, so
selfless
that'll knock the
guy.
lead out to
Caldwell Pope's
9.
focus on the floor is on the team's success.
Surprised that was
Pass to Yurtseven.
a make. They've had threes wide open that they've missed.
Wagner against McDaniels.
Another
Very
beautiful
pretty
alley-oop throw by this
Smooth finish
Detroit
off a
Pistons
terrific
team.
Man, the timing and
Wagner with
execution
a
couldn't
very
have been any
nice
better right
lob
there.
inside.
Indiana has gone 5 of 12 from three-point range
Wasn't the
tonight.
fanciest, slammiest, jammiest.
Caldwell Pope finds Tatum.
What's it called?
Kessler a screen.
Alley-oop, but still very nice.
Shoots from 12.
Tatum.
Another one falls for Indiana.
Tatum, who for a
They're
second
just getting pushed
on that
around
possession, he
inside.
looked like he was just hitting every button on the control with the controller at
Henderson
once.
against Caldwell Pope.
Somehow he
Inside.
got that one to go.
Here's Yurtseven. Takes
a
it into
little
the teeth
bit
of the D
of
and converts the
A
layup.
lack of defense
Terrific design
in the
and
interior
execution,
here for this
leading to
Indiana
an
Pacers
opportunity
unit.
right at the rim.
Second time that they've been able to get inside the paint and easily get the 2 points. Tatum spins
Tatum.
in the paint, finds some room but can't get it to go. Kessler comes down with the rebound, hands off to Tate. He kicks out to McDaniels. McDaniels big three, and it is 40-30.
Now you have to extend that defense.
Nicely
you
done
really
there
have
on
to
the
stay
offensive
connected to him at
side,
all
getting the
times.
offensive
I'm
board.
not sure what the
Good
defense
passing.
collectively was thinking there. You got to know where he is at all times.
They come away with 3 points on two shot attempts.
Wagner against McDaniels.
Wagner driving
Wagner, the pass to
inside
Yurtseven.
again.
McDaniels with the
Pretty
rebound.
easy, but a
That's
good
going up against
rotation
a
by
defense
Kessler
that
to make
knows
sure
your
that the
tendencies.
shot at least is a little more contested and forces the miss. Tatum with
Hayward
the ball.
against Tatum. Back to Daniels.
Kicks over to
From
McDaniels.
downtown.
McDaniels for three.
That
He
ball.
got it
Nice
to
feed
go,
that
and
time
it's
from Tatum.
43-30.
Tatum's got 3 assists in the game.
This is what it's been since halftime. Remarkable results from downtown.
Yeah, pretty infectious right here, guys. In good spirits and percentages.
Pistons
from
will take a
downtown
timeout
on the
with
rise in the
2:39 to
second
go
half.
here in the
Detroit
fourth
calls
quarter.
timeout.
I mean, that injury changed everything. This Pistons team just
For the Pistons,
seems, I don't know if it
Jared Allen,
is.
he's checked in for
I don't know if that is
Yurtseven.
like a thing that the
Thomas
game
comes in
factors
for
in, but
Baisley. And it's
this Piston
Dinwiddie
team
in
seems
for
out of
Henderson.
sorts,
A big
demoralized.
substitution here for Indiana. Rudy Gobert's checked in for Kessler.
They haven't been
Al
able
Horford comes in for
to get
Boucher.
into a rhythm
Gary
to cut
Trent
into
Jr.,
this
he's
lead. The
checked in for
Pacers, who were
McDaniels.
pretty cold
And
from
Cole
three,
Anthony subbed
especially in the
Caldwell
second
Pope.
quarter where they gave
And
up that
keeping
big
us updated
run.
from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
And lost
Thanks,
that
guys.
quarter.
I got a chance to hear what Monty Williams was saying. to
They've
his
warmed
team.
up from
Coach
beyond the
telling
arc.
their
They
players,
are,
let's play with urgency. This
I don't
is
think
the
there's even
game.
an interior
And we'll
defense
win
happening
if we
here
play hard.
as the
Let's see
Pistons
how
are
the
going to
team
switch to
responds.
a
Good job
full
there,
court
Allie.
press.
Thanks.
And Tatum just kind of
Tatum's got the
jogs
ball here
around
for the Indiana
Wagner.
Pacers.
Not
A
really
chance
sure
to
why
get
you
a quick
implemented
injury
that if
report.
it provided no
Let's check
resistance.
in with Allie LaForce for an injury update
Tatum
on
for
Kevin
three.
Durant. Allie?
Guys, I had a moment to catch up with the Pistons head athletic trainer. Unfortunately, no weight can be placed on the ankle. There's a lot of bruising, and it's likely to be broken. And this team really needs him. They aren't the deepest squad in the NBA, so we'll see how they move forward, Brian.
All we can hope for is
Kevin
that the
Durant with
prognosis
a
isn't as
broken
bad as it
ankle.
seems, guys.
Yeah, we were hoping
Wow,
for much
thank
better
you, Allie
news, and
LaForce.
obviously
Gobert
not very
in the
encouraging.
interior.
Yeah, we always think about
Making
when players
contact
go
with
down. how
Allen.
terrible
Good
a
physical
blow it
play
can be for the
down
team.
below
We
the
wish him well.
basket. Tatum kicked
Hope
to
he's on the
Anthony.
court
Anthony
quickly.
for three. Got it.
Anthony with a bucket.
And their strategy
46
is
to
obvious.
32.
Manufacture looks from outside the arc.
Kevin
I don't know
Durant
how
with
they
a
keep doing
broken
this, but
ankle.
Every time down,
Wow.
the resulting possession ends up at the three-point line and a fairly efficient shot attempt at that.
Crowd begins
Wagner
to
against
file
Tatum.
out.
Lets it go from 14. And he
They
knocks the
actually
jumper down.
hold
Great to
those
see players still working
player
the
models. I
in-between
wasn't even
areas.
watching
There
the play,
wasn't much
honestly. I was
resistance
watching
defensively.
someone
Time
walk
called
down
here.
the stairs
Indiana
just to see
decides
how
to
far
talk it
they
over.
would go into the
They lead by 12.
door frame or whatever you would
There's
want
a
to call it,
minute
into the
17
tunnel
left in the
or
fourth
whatever.
quarter.
Just to see how far they would go before they disappeared. And they go pretty far. Pretty far.
There's a minute.
Because that's what I care about when
left in
I'm
the fourth quarter
watching
here.
these. Tatum driving inside
Wagner
against
with a steal.
Wagner. I'm not 100% sure what happens if Wagner is injured. They call a timeout immediately. Looks like he kind of limped off the court a little bit. Okay, now he looks fine. All right. This Pistons squad
checked in for
is
Wagner.
dropping.
Time running out for the Pistons.
Well, with a comeback
back on
out
the
of
floor?
range, we can put a bow on
No,
this
that's
one. Good performance for the
Hayward.
Pacers.
It was stop and go for them along the way, but they finally seized full control of this game.
BA, the scoreboard definitely doesn't tell the whole story. They were able to pull things together when things got tough, and of course,
That's
they
true.
closed strong.
That's a good
this
point.
win will
That
give them
like the
12 on the year
scoreboard
thus
would
far.
indicate that
And they've had their
they,
fingerprints all over this series, winning 2 straight and looking like they have
another
this team's number.
turnover here by
And
the
even the
Indiana
opposing
Pacers.
fans can't deny this was a sensational game for Cole Anthony.
It was
It's hard to think of a part of the
he
game
was close
where
there
he
for a little
didn't
while,
play a
and that
major role.
injury
mentally,
completely
physically.
altered
I mean,
the
he
course
showed
of
us
this
what he's
game.
capable of when he's feeling his best.
There is a
lineup here
world
for
where this game
Indiana.
is a little bit closer
Henderson,
because the
pass to your
Pacers
7.
were
Ooh,
pretty
the lead
cold from
pass
beyond
was
the
in
arc.
Perfect spot to set up the layup.
The Pacers'
Great
interior
find
defense is
right
god
there by
awful when
Henderson. He
Gobert's
is
not on the
such
floor.
a gifted
I like
facilitator.
Kessler,
Now 5 seconds
but
separating
they
the
have
shot clock and the game clock.
if the Pistons just threw it into the key or into the paint
Pass
every
to
single
Boucher.
time, they'd get points like no problem. It seems.
And here's McDaniels.
We wind down the final 15
Yep,
seconds.
that
They had to
one
put up a
goes.
shot before
You gotta
the
give them respect.
end
They're
of the
doing
game.
everything
And
they can to
left
close
hand
this
finish
out.
Love
puts
that
it at
the guys are staying
48-36.
aggressive late in this ball game, just not wanting to let go of the rope.
Henderson for 3.
Henderson gets
Deflected.
blocked by
And
Caldwell
so
Pope.
Indiana takes this
And a
one
pretty
by a big
disastrous
margin.
outing
Boy, a
for
nice
the
win on
Detroit
road.
Pistons
By the time
comes
this
to a
one was
close. The
winding
Pacers,
down,
they
this
looked
building
okay.
was
They looked like a
stone
team
cold
that's
silent.
And that's
slightly
exactly
above
what you gotta do.
500.
You
If
have
you
to try to
can
take the crowd
live by
out.
the 3, you'll die by the
All right,
3, and
Allie's
I
ready to
would guess
go.
that
She's
is
courtside.
by and large
Hey,
what we
Allie.
see from this team
Thank you. I'm
throughout
here
the
with
season.
Jason Tatum. And Jason, congratulations on the
I
win.
don't know why they're,
What did
well, I
you
guess
like
they probably
about
have
this
audio
team's
clips of
performance
Jason
tonight?
Tatum rather than Cole Anthony, but
Our
Anthony was
toughness.
great. Tatum was pretty good today
we
as well.
figured it out. It's early, but we taking it game by game, quarter by quarter, and everybody
Minute by minute, possession by
everybody
possession,
contributed. So
dribble by dribble,
you know, I liked it.
Thanks, Jason.
step by step.
Allie, thank you as always. And that'll do it,
Trying to get
folks.
smaller and
So
smaller.
alongside Grant
Cole
Hill,
Anthony is your
Allie
New
LaForce,
Balance
Brett
player
Barry, and
of
our
the
entire
game.
2K crew. I'm Brian Anderson saying thank you for watching as we present our New Balance player of the game, Cole Anthony.
Oh man, this sounds like a copyright nightmare. Fantastic. That's good for me, so I will talk over it in hopes that it won't be a problem. Oh, by the way, today a new Demolicious episode went up. So check that out. It went up this morning as we take a look at the game totals. Wagner, 9 points in 15 minutes. Durant had 7 points in 12 minutes. He was 3 for 7, had 1 shot from beyond the arc. Did most of his damage, or probably all of his damage, in that second quarter. That's what I was going to think. I got distracted by the DNP. That's interesting. On the Pacers side, 14 points for Jason Tatum, 14 points for McDaniels, 13 points for Cole Anthony. So that was a very effective trio. You're looking at 6 for 10 for Tatum, 5 out of 7 for McDaniels, 3 for 3 from beyond the arc. Cole Anthony, 5 for 5 from the floor, and 3 for 3 beyond the arc. That's a trio where you feel like if you have all the pieces together, it is a 12-point win, a game that's handled for the most part. But if only one of those guys is going, I think it's going to be a lot tougher for the Pacers to win. I think ideally you want 2. What is it? Two-thirds of that working in tandem, but we'll see. All right, daily view. We'll see how that goes throughout the season. The Pistons dropped to 10 and 13, but if Kevin Durant has a potential broken ankle, That could get a lot worse. Let's scroll on down here. We are going to Sacramento. The second to final game here. Play this one. Simulate everything ahead of it. And you know what? Those uniforms are fine. They're fine. I don't know that either of these teams have
up next, the Kings take
a uniform that I would want to look at.
For the Kings, the momentum has been in their favor. They've incurred only one loss in the last 6 games, putting the rest of the league on alert. Nets, Kings, tip-off coming right up.
So what do you say, 5-1? Kings are coming up in the league here, in the association. Oh my gosh. James Harden for the Kings. Was that Anthony Davis for the Brooklyn Nets? Hopefully you're thinking about the song in your head. I don't know what it is, so we just sit here in silence. Nets versus Kings, Game 2 of our Monday night doubleheader. Thank you again so much for joining me.
This is Kevin Harlan. On the sidelines, we have David Aldridge reporting. And let's see what the Nets have coming up.
What do the Nets have coming up?
They'll be matching up against DeMar DeRozan and the Phoenix Suns. And then on Thursday, they'll face off against Paul George and the Denver Nuggets.
And looking at the Utah matchup, it's never easy going up against the top team in the West. But if they're able to come away with the win, it's going to be a huge confidence booster.
Here are the starters for Brooklyn. Michael Porter's out there at Towns. Then there's Devin Vassell. Then it's Anthony Davis. And it's Conley in at the point. And for the Kings, Nick Richards out there.
I wasn't really looking for Anthony Davis. They put the lineups on the screen for the uniform selection. I just don't like connect the pieces because I'm too busy like, do either of these teams have?
It's refreshing, isn't it, to see a battle between half-court offenses.
And to excel at that.
Any uniforms I want to look at? Not really. Brooklyn's had some interesting city uniforms.
Now here's Harden.
Oh, I should have. Are Indiana city uniforms in there? I think we had them in the city uniforms last time. We had the Pacers on there, on the channel. Oh, you know what I should look at while we get this one started.
Inside.
Oh, that's a really nice swat there. Anthony Davis making himself known defensively and transitioning it to a beautiful offensive play.
There are many guys who can take over a game like Davis. Defense leading to offense all by himself.
Now, here is Harden. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. Ingram passes to Quickly. Back to Ingram.
Are they doing special Christmas uniforms? I've been thinking about that.
On the wing, Harden from outside the arc. Anthony Davis grabs the miss. And so it's Davis. He'll bring the ball up for the Nets. Boy, doesn't
they do anything special?
GA deserve a lot of credit
Back in
for
the best
recent
from
success.
2022.
He's been terrific.
I mean, bringing that championship pedigree from Golden State.
Doesn't look like they're doing anything this year.
As the head coach in Cleveland, and one of the best people in the league as well.
Now, Quickly. After the missed three from Karl Anthony Towns.
I look at his debut city uniforms. Christmas Day game photo gallery.
Including his teammates, making them feel good.
2-2 game here.
They are coming off that win
2021 NBA campaign.
Yeah, they're long.
I guess apparently I have to be more specific. Christmas jerseys 2023.
A great equalizer.
Are they just doing the
It's always
city
a good
edition?
thing when the defense is scrambling. Whenever there was open space on the perimeter, their shooters were able to locate it.
Hold on, we got an NBA Christmas jersey for sale on eBay.
And I think that one could have easily have fallen for him.
And maybe we'll just throw everybody in their city jerseys for that day.
And it's Richards, top of the team.
Richards working inside. 2-2 game here. A couple minutes gone. Ingram stops and pops. Nice looking two right there, and it's flush.
I mean, Ingram is just one of those guys who makes contested shots.
Oh man, remember when they?
Now here's Conley.
Oh, a rare triple XL.
To the paint. Here's
Paul
Davis.
George 2013
It's in
Christmas
there.
jersey.
Conley with the assist.
When they put them in
Davis
sleeves,
has got his second basket of the
I was
night.
like, oh, that was a
And
bad
I like
idea.
to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
They know that if this guy goes off, their chances of winning rise exponentially.
4-4.
Here's Harden following the basket by Anthony Davis. Outside, Bagley.
I like that quick pass to the interior. I feel like that's a play that we see a lot
And he
in
banks in the layup.
Using his
March
strength to
Mascot
absorb the
Madness
contact and his length to
tournament. It's
convert the
a
basket.
just
Ingram
undefeatable
sure
play
plays
in one of them.
with some
It's hard to find the right game. Probably
Now
need to
here's
tinker with
Conley.
the sliders a
Here's
little
the
bit.
pass to Vassell.
See if there's a
Davis with a screen on
there's a
quickly
game that works
to the middle.
the best.
It's Davis with the jam.
It's tricky trying to find that, like which is the best college basketball game, because there's like 2K games that don't have the mode that I need.
And so
And believe me,
Harden
I
will
have
bring
bought
it
the
up for
games to try.
Sacramento. And this is their first time
6
matched
to
up with
6
Brooklyn
here,
this year.
80 early
And
going.
taking on an
Harden
interconference foe, certainly not a
with the
rival.
ball.
They're the better
As we see
team,
the screen
and they
set,
showed
he'll
it
take
when
a step
they both
inside the
matched up
three-point
last
line
season.
and just a little bit
Certainly
too
not
strong.
the best defensive effort, but this guy can't make them pay for their laziness.
Weird little handoff there from Anthony Davis.
Porter with the
Looking
screen
around
for
the
Conley.
outside. Porter driving
With
into the
Samart.
paint, pulls
Good D
up
by
and
Harden.
can't get it to
Well,
go. A
we
little
didn't
too
see the
strong
same
on the
kind of
running
control we're
shot
used
there.
to seeing from
Ingram
him.
comes
This
up
guy
the
is
floor with the
usually a
Kings, or
tremendous
for the
finisher.
Kings, I should say. And a little crossover, step back, all kinds of moves. Again, just hitting every button on the controller, but didn't pull the trigger. Ingram thought about it, but pulls it back down. Bagley calls for it. They set the screen. Under 2 to go here on the shot clock. And he'll get it to go for 3.
Ingram's got 7 points.
A lot of
Solid shooter
isolation stuff going on right there in the latter part of that. Latter part of that shot clock.
First time out call.
Basket's up and the basket's good, so we look at that as a positive, I suppose. Harden, Ingram, all heading to the sidelines as we skip through the timeouts. We get ourselves set for more basketball. 57.4 remaining here in quarter number 1.
Checked in for quickly. And it's wide in for James
All
Harden.
kinds of movement, and
Then
they
for the
throw
Nets,
it all the way
Sellers
across the
checked
court
in for
into the
Anthony
corner.
Davis.
What a
Rozier comes
bizarre
in for
play.
Devin
That is the one
Vassell.
thing that I do not
And
enjoy
Jalen
about this
Horton
game,
Tucker subbed in
is
for
the
Mike
like the
Horton
throw-ins
Tucker
from the
with it.
sideline
Mike
after a
covering.
timeout never makes sense.
Unloads from 9.
It's a nice little
Tucker's
shot right
is off.
there.
Kings leading now by
Find a
3.
little bit of space, but couldn't. Couldn't get the shot to drop. 3-point game. Driving inside. Pump
It's
fakes,
rebounded by
nothing.
Towns.
Towns comes up
About
with the
7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks.
coming up with a rebound. Quickly up the floor
This is
for the
into Horton
Brooklyn
Tucker.
Nets, who I couldn't remember like what their
Rozier
like
with the
city name
screen on
was, so I just wrote Nets at Kings.
Horton Tucker, that's good.
It's a really nice play
Their
by
post
Tucker.
play
He
has
kind
been
of took
really
a long
solid
way
right
around.
off the bat.
Almost used the backboard as a defender there
Ingram against
to
Porter.
mitigate the
And there's the call. It's gonna be an illegal screen.
defensive aggression. Like you're not going to go up and knock yourself unconscious.
But hard to argue that pick wasn't
Just kind of worked his
It
way.
is really
off the
difficult to
glass
get
and
your
good.
feet
Just like we do every day,
completely
you know.
set, to stay completely
Us normal
still.
humans over here.
It's almost surprising to me that it isn't called more
Duncan
often.
on our Fisher Price hoops. Final shot of the
Rozier
first
for
quarter is a
3,
wild
and
one,
that
and it
would have
almost
counted,
goes,
but
but
his shot was off the mark
alas,
this time.
does not. Some
And
lower
still a
scores
close
out of this
game
quarter
as
for
the
both
first quarter
teams.
comes to a close. Kings
But
ahead.
it's a pretty entertaining
Leading by
first
just
quarter of
one.
play.
Live
Kings, by
from
the way,
Golden One
they have a
Center.
great
You're
logo
watching
when
TK
you're
Sports.
coming in. When they showed, I believe it was James Harden when he was coming in. Terrific, like secondary logo for this team, and their mascot looks great as well. NBA 2K, please put mascot mode in this. That'd be fantastic. As we go to break, 2-point game between a couple teams whose offenses have just not been able to get going.
And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far in the scoreboard. And when you consider how the Kings are doing, guys, what are your thoughts?
An impressive start. They came in with a well-conceived game plan and have executed.
What terrific work
I
at
don't
the
know that it's
offensive
actually
end.
a
They
good
have
start.
built some early momentum here.
Because I was trying to find NBA Christmas Day jerseys there for a couple minutes. So.
Brooklyn trailing. So with Davis sitting on the bench, this is the group that Jack Vaughn has right now. Terry Rozier is out there.
Terry Rozier, Scary Terry himself.
Then there's Gary Payton
Porter Jr.
And it's Gallinari in at the center, filling out the middle. Now, here's Rozier.
Scary Terry for three, coming off the bench and splashing at home.
Well, early in his career, you played Terry Rozier as a driver. Now you've got to deal with that three-point shooting ability.
We always see Terry Rozier going all out, don't we, Greg?
There's a terrific play there by James Harden. Working around the defender, driving inside.
Has evolved over the years.
Really nice left-hand finish. Porter Jr. could not get there in time. And we are all knotted up at 11 with a couple of nice plays from both offenses.
James Harden picking up that last basket. Payton kicks to Porter.
Couple quick passes around the perimeter.
Pass to Gallinari.
Goes to Gallinari. Gallinari for three straight away, but it looked like it was just a little to the left. Great games.
And the final score really
I got the little to the left and unpacking confused. Harden drives inside, kicks to Brown, I believe was the last name.
Thank you, Kevin. After
He just couldn't get it to fall. Well, it was such a clean look, beautiful pass from Harden.
Better things in year two.
Oh, I thought
Brown said
Brooklyn Nets would throw to Porter Jr. there coming before he set the screen, but instead works off that screen.
In the right direction. There wasn't going to be much pushback because they were looking for somebody to give them guidance and direction. And he certainly embraced that responsibility, Kevin.
Giving the Nets the 2-point lead, 13-11. 90 seconds gone here in the first quarter. Working on the outside, spin move. Porter Jr. giving him a little bit of space, making sure that he's not terribly out of position. And a good job to get the hand up, try to turn around and get the shot off.
Porter bringing it up now.
Missed.
Only giving up 2
We're going up the other way. Pass over to Horton Tucker. We'll try to drive in the lane. That's Porter Jr. Tries the finish, gets his own rebound, puts it back up to knock the lead up to 4. Really nice play there.
Yeah, just phenomenal at using that vertical on the offensive boards. Porter just gifted at coming up with second and third chance opportunities.
Contact there, not really a screen. It just kind of looked like a rub route in the NFL. We're going to see a timeout from the Brooklyn Nets. Harden with 8 on 2 of 6. He is contributing 4 assists and 4 rebounds. He's doing a little bit of everything. Let's see that shooting percentage a little bit up. I don't think he's really hurting his team. In some of the ways that we've seen some of those bigger names go like, wow, they were 3 for 14 shooting for 10 points or whatever.
To stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink.
Why is there just a Gatorade ad in the commentary?
Of games when the physical toll of a long
physical toll is taken.
Starts to add up.
Starts to add up. Drink Gatorade. Like that sounds like a literal ad read.
Kevin, there have been some circumstances that were
again, Harden hitting every button on the controller, finds the spin move button. I think they were looking for the entire time.
And on the
there you
coaching
go.
staff.
Boom.
Listen, it's
boom.
Never
Defender
easy
out of position. 4 or 5 steps
there.
there. No travel called. Excellent. Very realistic.
3 minutes of action so far in the second quarter.
Terry Rozier bringing it up the floor.
To the inside.
Porter Jr. up and in. That's a really nice find. Is that Porter's key celebration?
The Kings are gone.
Signature. I don't know. It's a key signature celebration is to do what my niece does when she doesn't want to see me. You're like, hey, and they just go like, I'm not here. If I don't move, they won't talk to me. They'll leave. That's the signature.
To the middle. Towns with the steal.
It's like I do the toddler going up the floor after I make a shot.
Up top, Porter. He's covered by Ingram. Davis.
Porter into Davis, who quickly throws to Conley. Trying to clear out some space for something. A double screen. Conley did not. What is happening? None of that made sense. That was a god-awful offensive possession by the Brooklyn Nets, excuse me. I do not like anything that happened there. They were trying to set the double screen. They cleared out the key. They did everything that they possibly could, and then they watched him just kind of hang out behind his friends. You guys get anything for dinner after this? Also, I'm just now realizing, a nice fade. It's a very popular sort of thing that they did early in the 2000s for like NFL helmets, or hats, excuse me, where it would be like, for Green Bay, somewhere in Green Bay, it'd be like yellow on the top and it would fade into green at the bottom. It kind of had that nice little shift in color in the key and on the sidelines for Sacramento.
Davis, hard to guard given how
so Davis, he's going to the line.
First trip to the free throw
5-point
line for him in
lead.
this one.
Have I talked about this game at all?
The first one falls.
Free throw is up and good.
Here. Bounds checked in, and a switch here for Brooklyn. Vassell's checked in. So
this is the second one, so 1 for 2, 21-15.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Quickly against Conley.
Okay, there they go,
now,
setting the screen. 5 seconds on the shot clock.
Going
There's no, that was awful. That is just, that is terrific defense on the interior. They saw exactly what they wanted to do. It is inexcusable that he even tried to lob it in there. Both defenders fell back like middle linebackers on a football field and just went, oh, there's a pass coming directly to me. Thank you. Terrific defense on that side by Brooklyn. More than makes up for their god-awful offense on that one possession. Didn't make any flipping sense. No sense was made.
We'll see if you can keep that advantage in the second half. Thanks for your time, man. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
Hey-oh, slam. Hell yeah. Oh, it's halftime already. Wow, okay. Sorry, I thought that was the end of the first quarter. I'm not here right now.
Thanks for tuning in.
And you know, for that matchup with the Suns,
you're not welcome. I'd love to skip this if I could.
Good about.
At Suns, at Nuggets, at Warriors, at Jazz. Big West Coast swing here for the Brooklyn Nets. Nuggets game could be interesting. Maybe the Jazz game.
A lot to like about that.
Of course, the Jazz have, I believe, a pretty significant injury, if I remember correctly. And then the man is on that team as well.
Like they just want to avoid empty possessions.
And that is
the top contributors to each team are 7-2-0. It's Brandon Ingram of the Kings and Anthony Davis of the Brooklyn Nets. Forgot what team was playing.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple
I was so convinced that was the end of the first quarter. I was like, wow, they were doing a dunk show in between quarters. Wild. For your entertainment in the next 30 seconds.
Pretty much an automatic bucket getter.
This is actually one of the more interesting things that we saw at the Cougars game that we went to. Is just somebody who stands out on the field with a stick with like a big timer on it. That was just like 2:30, and it would just count down, and they just rotated for like the whole commercial break. And when it would get to like 5 seconds, they'd pull it off. Then you could see it get longer throughout the thing. It's like, oh, this is a 3.5 minute commercial break. Davis absolutely annihilated the defender right there. I mean, that is a beautiful spin move. The positioning was already great, and then the spin move made it even better. 23-15, Brooklyn looking good here in this first half.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, you take your swings in this
Nets,
league.
by the way.
Sometimes it works.
Some hard contact there.
You have to
Vassell. He's going to pick up his first foul.
You know, Greg, they call him IQ. Instant offense is Emmanuel Quickly.
Yeah, and he puts points on the board quickly.
Oh, he spells his name with an I. Was it really? Emmanuel is spelled with an I?
Little floater in the lane.
And quickly
23-17, so Quickly knocks down both free throws. You can see down there today's results. Oklahoma City absolutely clobbered Utah by 20, so they are really feeling the effects of
there's some gray area, obviously.
The missing. Was it Donovan Mitchell? I think might have actually been injured for the Spurs.
They want things called.
I don't know what's happening. So that would make my previous commentary point earlier.
Conley gets the bucket, and the Nets lead by 8.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working inside and getting good shots from close range.
They did do an injury report
here in the second half.
Wait, no, you can't play that sound. That's a friggin' copywritten musical chord. What are you doing? Stop. Oh my goodness. Talking over the top of it. Talking over the top of it.
For three, Ingram drains it from beyond the arc. Ingram's got 10.
And working away from the ball, Ingram thrives in the catch and shoot.
So
A player
there's
you
me.
have to stay
I
connected
disappear.
to on defense.
Brooklyn leading by 5.
Okay, yeah, Donovan Mitchell is
David
out.
Kevin,
the
thanks.
Spurs.
Devin Vassell knows where his bread is buttered.
Murray
He said, I
was
want
out
to
for the
excel at the defensive
Jazz.
end. When I was at Florida State, you're not going to play if you don't play
So then
defense.
what?
That stuck with me. You can't control makes and misses, but you can control what you do on the defensive end. Kevin?
Oh, David, I like that.
Then what the heck team? I wonder who I'm trying to think of.
For that story. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out west.
Standings out west. Sacramento's sitting in that 6th spot. Utah up top. They are 15 and 8.
You know, for the Kings, they've stumbled a little bit.
They got absolutely annihilated today. So then, what team is it that I'm thinking of?
Truly great team.
That has.
Great is not an adjective we can apply to this group this year. They may have some deficiencies that hold them
Not San
back.
Antonio. I don't think it's Oklahoma City.
On the wing, Porter.
Porter on the outside. I'll solve this mystery by the end of the video. Vassell. That's a really nice 3 right there. This Brooklyn Nets team looks pretty well-rounded. They're doing a good job surviving some of these Sacramento Kings runs. They're doing a good job offensively. They're taking advantage of the mistakes that these Kings are making. It's a nice find in the corner.
And you see
Lead down to 6.
from Ingram as a scorer from every level. His
Couple minutes
versatility
gone here
is
in
a
quarter
boon
number
for
3.
this offense.
Conley finds Vassell.
Vassell around the outside to Conley. Conley trying to drive on Harden, but Harden proving to be tough to beat. Go around quickly to the out, or go around the outside. Towns now with the ball. He finds Anthony Davis, and Davis passes to Porter. Porter for 3. He can't get it to go, and Richards comes away with the rebound.
Tried to stay perfect
Harden.
in the half, but 3 before now.
He's up the floor and passes to Richards, who hands off to Ingram. Ingram driving inside the paint, and it's just a little too far to the left. Hit both sides of the rim. Bounce out.
Steps back.
Kings
Here's Vassell.
dealing with the Brooklyn Nets.
With the rebound.
In the fast break, Bagley Jr. comes up with a nice rebound right there to help avoid a second chance opportunity. Harden drives inside.
2 minutes remaining in the third. 2 minutes. Passes it to Richards.
Into Richards. Richards backing down. Porter Jr. comes.
That's good, and it's Ingram with the assist.
Porter Jr. came over. It looked like he was going to be in really good defensive position. And then someone just walked in his line of sight. And he turned, and like that completely freed up the offensive player there. Little 4-0 run by the Sacramento Kings, but Harden's going to pick up the foul on the other end, and it's going to be a 3-point opportunity for the Nets. As soon as I was about to compliment them, they make a mistake on the defensive side, and it's going to allow them to push this lead back out.
For Sacramento, Robert Covington's checked in for Nick Richards. Caleb Martin comes in for Marvin Bagley, and it's Brown in for James Harden.
The free throw knocks the lead up to 7 and completes the 3-point play. So 2 really good offensive possessions by the Sacramento Kings, undone almost all at once because of poor foul from Harden. And a nice 3 on the other end from Caleb Martin. Responds their 3-pointer with, oh, well, I guess it was a 2. Sorry.
But in this particular instance, the advantage is playing inside
That's what
out.
you're looking for. Just a nice little
1:19 left to play in the third.
Nice little basket. Step inside the 3-point line, but
And
Porter.
the shot, he'll shoot 2 at
That's
the
a
free throw line.
very weird sound effect. The hard slap in there.
Which is why the defense trying to rough him up a bit.
The Nets have made 2 of their previous 3 free throws in today's game.
And they've had really good numbers all season.
Porter Jr.'s first free throw
First free
is
throw is
good.
good. Whitey's checked in for Quickly. The Nets also changing it up. Gallinari, he's checked in for Karl Anthony Towns. Terry Rozier comes in
Second
for
free
Devin
throw
Vassell.
is no good.
Taylor
As
Horton-Tucker
Covington comes away with the ball. He
And the
hands it to
ceiling
Ingram.
so high for Porter. A versatile, effective
Ingram to White. White for three and splashes it home. It's again, it's a 2. It's a 2. I apologize. A step inside the line. This camera angle, I believe, does a better job keeping the basket in view, especially because I have my camera here in the top right. Or top left, excuse me.
The 3.
There's a 3 for Porter.
Porter with the 3.
Man.
Porter's got 4 points now in the
Looks like
quarter.
he was kind of grabbing at his leg there. Don't know if that's if he's changed his celebration style from this to grabbing his leg.
White down low, defended by Horton-Tucker.
So kick to Ingram.
Brown with a screen
Set
on
the screen. Oh, clean look for Ingram. How wild. You can't make that shot. That's wild. That is absolutely wild.
That's the kind of shot they want their offense to create.
You know, it can
It's
be
a really nice
frustrating
play.
when
I
you make
like
the right
everything
play
that the Kings
and
did
fail
on the
to reap
offensive end.
rewards. You
Just
have
can't
to
get the
stay
shots
with
at
it
fall,
here.
setting up the
Shoots the
screen,
3.
falling away for
And the
3,
Nets
and he got it.
another 3.
That puts the lead up to 10. 7.5 seconds. Got to go, Sacramento.
Just fanning the flames.
One
Kind of
thing
pop
I
of
enjoy
desperation.
watching
3, but
players
Porter comes up with a huge block.
lock in on the moment
My
and play
goodness.
the right way.
Couple of great defensive possessions there by Brooklyn. I know I said that I liked everything that the Kings did offensively.
Good shots. A lot of good shots.
But
We
man,
come back right after
some
this.
good defense there for Brooklyn. And we're heading to quarter number 4. It's a 10-point game. We don't usually have both games this lopsided. The injury obviously was a huge contributor to the last game. And the Kings just haven't felt like they've been able to get into a good flow. You saw that little stretch they were there where they made a couple nice baskets. They got 4 points in a row. And then Harden picked up a foul. They made the basket and the free throw. 3-point play kind of erases everything. And you see the Kings have taken a couple of nice looks, a step inside the 3-point line. And then, of course, the Brooklyn Nets come down the other way. They make a 3. So you're slowly falling behind where slight adjustments might be able to actually keep you a little closer in this game. One step back on a couple of those shots. Maybe if you're Harden, harder foul to prevent 1 point, or just let him go. I know it's hard to do in the moment.
So good to have you with us. And so here's Sacramento. It's a 10-point game. After this game, they can look forward to LA.
They're down 10. So let's see if they can make a little bit of a run here inside in the fourth quarter. That's a good start. Caleb Martin. You see a really nice play right there. Brooklyn had no one anywhere near
and it's Payton in at the 3
to prevent that.
Brooklyn's gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight, 5 of 12.
I think that's kind of been the key here for Brooklyn. They got Scary Terry there on the floor, and then he comes in and immediately makes a shot. He misses that one. Which is good news for the Kings. See if they can cut into this lead a little more. It's okay to be a little slower here offensively. Just make sure you're picking up a good shot. That, I would argue, is not a good shot. And it's not a good shot just because he didn't make it. It's a bad shot because there's a defender right in front of his face. 38-30 is the score.
On the wing,
Goes inside to Terry Rozier. Rozier out to Conley. Conley's going to need a screen set. Kind of surprised it wasn't an illegal screen. Looks like there was quite a bit of movement there.
And for Sacramento,
maybe move your hands a little bit and just kind of like, okay, I was going to set the screen, trying to run, but there's just kind of incidental contact. Nice job there, Rozier, turning defense into offense.
Well, that's the quick hands of Terry Rozier contributing with his defensive ability.
Whew. Beautiful play right there, 40-30.
here tonight. Conley against Harden, outside Martin.
Long range 3, and that one doesn't go. The Kings cooling off at the wrong time. Spin move by Terry.
Rozier the pass to Payton.
Got a lot of Roman numerals after names here. We have a Gary Payton II. We have a Terry Rozier III.
Rebound by the Kings.
And Harden comes up with the rebound. Fires ahead. It's going to be a 3. Finally, hey, I called the 3-point shot, and I was correct.
3 assists now in this one. Now
Leads down to 7. This is a good time to take a timeout by the Nets. They do lose 3 seconds, which costs them a timeout. If they literally had just called that timeout before they got across the across midcourt, they'd have an extra timeout. Because at 3 minutes, it cuts down to 2, which is wild.
Bagley comes in for Martin. Ingram, he's checked in for Josh Green. And quickly in for Bruce Brown. Then for the Nets, Davis is checked in for Gallinari. Porter comes in for Payton. And it's Vassell in for Terry Rozier. It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Thanks, guys. Here's what Jacques Vaughn told his team.
Team might have a controller disconnected there.
To let up.
Vassell inside for 2. Got it to go.
We've seen comebacks before. Kevin, back to you.
All right, David.
Ingram's going to bring it up the floor.
Ingram against Porter.
Set the screen nicely. Rose, oh my goodness. Second time that they have tried that play. The second time it has been snuffed out by the Brooklyn Nets, and then they just step out of bounds. Okay. Third time we have seen that on a team, the away team specifically. I don't think it really matters, but third time that we have seen just a player just step on the baseline. Unnecessary turnover, especially after a terrific defensive effort. Like some popcorn, please.
The pass to Ingram.
I have 1 popcorn. Ingram, fade away, fall away. Whatever it is, it's a shot that looks good.
Ingram is a walking bucket, and he can beat you in so many ways.
3rd minute of action now gone here in the 4th. Here's Davis. Out to Conley.
Conley step inside the 3-point line. Oh my good! No, we're going to call a personal foul on quickly.
That's his first foul.
IQ in getting the foul call. I thought that was going to be an illegal screen, which would have led to 2 terrible offensive possessions in a row for the Brooklyn Nets, who I don't know that can really afford that many offensive possessions being that bad. Davis misses his shot, gets his own rebound, misses his shot again, tipped out, and Bagley comes away with it. Is that another man with Roman numerals? 3 Roman numeral men here on these 2 teams. Blocked inside by Brooklyn. Conley comes away with the rebound for the loose ball. And that is a huge defensive spot for the Brooklyn Nets. You're looking at that getting cut down to a 5-point, perhaps a 4-point game if they kick it out for a 3. Towns, kind of a wild-looking shot right there. That is a huge swing right there. Wow. You're looking at a game that could be 5 points, now out to 9. That's a monster swing, terrific defense, good offense by Brooklyn. And they're in a great spot to put this game away. 44-35.
And it's the Kings with the ball. So far in the 4th quarter, they've allowed
3 weird passes inside the paint there. I thought actually the Kings were going to turn the ball over as they threw it from outside the court, from the boundary to the paint interior, which is just odd.
Harden against Conley. Passes to Vassell. Davis with a screen on quickly. Vassell against quickly.
A little surprised they're not using a little.
Vassell,
okay,
no good.
So it simultaneously is a little surprising, but I also like it. I thought that they would start intentionally fouling here, but I think you had time for 1 good defensive possession. See if you can find a nice piece of offense, and they can't. They can't do it. They might actually be throwing this game, throwing in the towel. I think if you cut that lead to 5, you have a shot, but at 7 at this point, I think it's all over. You're really relying on yourself to come up with good defense, which, checkmark, they did. The problem is that they were not able to find a nice shot on offense. And that will do it. The Kings, they fall at home to the Brooklyn Nets 44-37.
This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory.
That'll do it for today's games. Kevin Durant breaks his ankle.
Weaker teams might have buckled at the end with the crowd amped up, everyone in the building kind of rooting against you, but they stood tall and pulled it out.
Well said. And now let's go over to David Aldridge from the sideline for an interview with our player of the game. Hey, David.
Thanks very much. AD, efficient night offensively. What got you going there?
I got in the gym yesterday and just played some one-on-one. Get back in the rhythm, get some game shots, and it helped me out tonight. That's it. You know, I just try to stay with it. I'm confident in my game, confident in everything that I do, every shot that I take, and tonight it went in.
Yeah, you were rolling, man. Congrats on the win. Back to you guys.
David, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up.
Who's the player of the game? It's
Doris
Anthony
Burke,
Davis.
David Aldridge, and the rest of our terrific crew. This is Kevin
A
Harlan saying thanks
7-point
for watching.
victory here for
As
Brooklyn
we leave
and
you with our
Sacramento.
New Balance player of the game,
It's interesting because
Anthony Davis.
the scores aren't super indicative of the way the game's played out. This actually felt like a much bigger blowout than just 7 points, whereas you have the game that ended with a double-digit deficit was actually much closer at times, and the injury really speaks to how affected the Detroit Pistons were towards the end of that game. This game, on the other hand, felt like a very comfortable 7-point win. Didn't really feel like it was in doubt in the fourth quarter. I liked what Sacramento did at the end of the game. I don't love when we have the free throw shooting contest towards the end. It's not fun to watch. So I love that they went, hey, we're going to rely on our defense, see if we can create something, steal, turnover, worst case scenario, missed shot. Get up the floor, find a basket, cut the lead. You're looking 44-39, 44-40, somewhere in there, depending on what you get, 2 or 3 point play, and go from there. Once you didn't get that, just go, okay, that was our shot. We missed it, and we'll move on. Ingram had 14 points for the Sacramento Kings in 16 minutes. He was 6 of 13. Harden only had 6 points, 3 of 6 from the field. Richards and Martin both had 4 points on 2 made field goals, though Martin was 2 for 4. On the Nets side of things, pretty even spread of points. Nobody in double digits. You got 3 guys down here with 5. Conley, Vassell, Towns, Rozier. Not super effective shooting the ball. Horton Tucker was probably the best. Yeah, 75%, 3 for 4, had 7 points. Porter Jr. had 8 points on 3 of 6. And Anthony Davis had 9 points, 5 rebounds, 3 steals. 3 steals by himself. Towns and Rozier had 1 each, but he was 4 of 6 from the floor. All right, let's get out of here. We can take a look at some scores real quick. We'll simulate through the dates, and we will look at the daily view. In overtime, the Heat pick up an upset, 47-40 in Charlotte. We watched the Pacers crush the Pistons, who got crushed themselves because they lost Kevin Durant to what looks to be a broken ankle. We will take a look at an injury report here in just a moment. 50-43 your score in Orlando. They continue to be the hottest team maybe in the East. It's tight between them, the Bucks, the Raptors, and I think the Knicks could be a sneaky 4th spot. And then you have the 76ers as well, who have 13 wins. But yeah, that was win number 13 today over the Wizards, 62-56. LeBron James and the Atlanta Hawks continue to struggle. They fall by 3, 35-32 in a low-scoring affair in Atlanta. In overtime, the Raptors took out the Knicks 56-54. We did not watch this game. The Spurs, was that a game? Did they have that game like literally the other day? No, Jazz is what I'm thinking of. Spurs win by 1. They even their record at 11-11, 44-43 there. Mavericks and Grizzlies, a tight contest. The winner is Memphis by 3, 51-48. Absolutely demolished the Bulls were by the Bucks. They scored 72, which might be the highest number we've seen. 53-44 your final in New Orleans. 64-44 the Jazz have a really bad third quarter and they had a really bad first couple of quarters, and then it was kind of just out of hand there. 20-point win for Oklahoma City. There's our second game of the day. And then the Clippers fall to the Trailblazers, team that I vowed I would never watch ever again in this game, but they demolish Los Angeles 54-37. How do we, scouting, training, options, no, season stats, individual training, team development, injury history? This isn't gonna, Denver Nuggets. Okay, this actually might give me, oh, past. Oh, current. Okay, hold on. Current. Broken right ankle. Darn. Oh, wow. This is actually kind of interesting. I've never, looked into this at all, but date injured December 11th, 2023. Projected recovery February 4th. So it's going to be a turbulent couple of months here for Detroit. You look at them to just maybe hold on. With the expanded play-in tournament, maybe just stick around to have a shot at that 10 seed, but playable, no. Healed, 1%. Accessory, none. Benefit, none. Potential upgrade, sore right ankle. Characteristics, lingers. Original injury, none. So it is confirmed a broken right ankle for Kevin Durant in today's game. He'll be back February 4th for the Detroit Pistons. I will be back December 13th. That is Wednesday right here on youtube.com/ShawnosaurusRex for more NBA 2K24 random rosters. Thank you so much for joining me. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you did, maybe give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you again so much for helping me hit 2,000 subscribers. On to the road to 3,000. I'll talk about it more in depth probably in a different video, but my goal for 3,000 by the end of this year, a little wild. I understand that. I don't think that it's too wild for next year to try to double the growth of the last year from plus 500 subs in about 11 months, 10 and a half, 11 months, somewhere in there, to, for a year, try to double that to plus 1,000. I don't think that's too wild, but you gotta subscribe. I also have to put content out that people want to watch. I don't know, it's a two-way street. But yeah, if you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. Thank you again for helping me hit 2,000 subscribers. I appreciate it. We will see you Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific time right here on youtube.com/ShawnosaurusRex for another exciting installment of doubleheader basketball. Weird way to say that. 6 p.m. Pacific time. Tomorrow we'll be playing Mariners baseball, and I've already recorded it, so enjoy. We're in Toronto. Boy, oh boy, are we in Toronto. It's a fun time for all involved. Good night. Good sports. We'll see you Wednesday.